Hey guys, Steve here from Learning from the Past to Improve Our Future. Just want to give you some insight into this really cool new app that I saw within the Google Suite. It's available if you have any type of a Google Suite subscription within your school, so it's really connected. Kids don't need to do any type of logins, anything like that. It's fully accessible by your students. It's called Google MyMaps. So hopefully, when we're all set and done with this little demo here, you'll be able to not only learn a thing or two about how to use and access Google My Maps, how to pass that along to your students, but also some ideas for making this an engaging tool for you and your students. So first of all, how do you use Google My Maps? So as long as you have an organizational account, like I had said with Google Suite, you're literally just going to go to New. You are going to go to More, and then it'll most likely be one of these first few. Here it is right here, Google My Maps. So the thing that you need to do with this, first of all, you're going to want to title it. So I'm going to title this Demo for Learning from the Past to Influence the Future. And then you can put in a description of exactly what this resource is. It can be a variety of different resources for you and your students. So from there, you can either just drop down pins wherever you want. Okay. So as long as you know a little bit about GIS, then this will really help out as you're kind of getting through. But even if you don't, not a big deal. So you've got cool things like you can add markers, you can draw lines, add directions, you can have rulers measuring distances and areas, which is really great to be able to get at those core geography skills. But then the really cool thing that I like here is that you can import stuff from spreadsheets. So again, within your Google Suite, you're going to want to have a Google Sheet, either one that's existing or you can create one from scratch. I have one that's existing over here that I have. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to do an assignment with my students that just gave a little bit of autobiographical information. So this is for my family. This is for the Foster family. So you can see here we've got different places in column A. So that's the only requirement, is that you have a list of different places that Google's going to pick up on. So for example, on where I was born, Loveland, Colorado, you can literally just put in a city, any city throughout the world. You can also put in a location. So my kids were born in Rose Medical Center as well as the UC Health Hospital in Aurora, Colorado. So that also works. Or you can go ahead and put in GPS locations. So I'll get at this in just a little bit of a second here, but for where we are in Durango, that's why I had to put in this, because GPS doesn't, or Google Maps doesn't really pick up on that as far as our exact location of our house. So once you've got this ready, you're going to go over to Import, click on Import. You're going to go into your Google Drive, and that is called the Foster Family Life. So I'm just going to type that in, Foster Family Life. Search for that. Here it is. We're going to select that one. And it's going to ask you some basic questions like, what columns do you want to position your place marks? So basically what that is where you want to base it all off of. So I'm going to base it all off of the place. Continue. A column to title your markers, which I'm also going to do the place. It's still going to include all of the other elements that you have here on your spreadsheet. So whatever you have here at the top as far as your descriptors on line 1, that's what it's going to base it off of. Okay, but we're going to do place. And then it'll go ahead and upload it. It'll drop those pins down, and you'll be good to go. Once you have these pins dropped down, then you can also do some cool things like, let's say that I'm able to find a baby picture of myself. I don't have one readily available, but I said the description is that Steve was born in 1979 in Loveland, Colorado. You can go ahead and add an image or a video. So you click on that. You can browse either from YouTube, you can go into your photos, you can go into your hard drive, and let's say that I want to be able to find something related to that. So that's where you can go into your pictures. Okay. Also, you can change the color of the pins. So let's say that you have another layer over here that you can either have access for your students or not. You can change the color of your pins depending on what we're talking about here. You click on the pin. This one actually happens to be where my wife and I were born. Where our relationship was born, which was at Invesco Field at Mile High. Let's say I want to change that pin to Broncos orange. There we go. Boom. Okay. Other than that, guys, going back to this whole thing as far as this location. So this is our house. So as you can see here, it says move to Durango for the good life. Let's say I want to put in an image here. Go into my hard drive, my downloads, and I can find a picture of us in front of our house when we first moved there, and that'll add that in there. So that's kind of cool, and then you just need to hit save. A few ideas about what you can use this for. So for me, thinking about literacy, some sort of an autobiographical journey, kind of like I just shared with you. For the math teacher out there, there's a lot of geometry type stuff. You can find a bunch of different shapes in the world. So that would incorporate geometry and geography. Pythagorean theorem stuff because it has that measuring. You can add shapes on there. So that's a good way of being able to kind of combine those multidisciplinary cross-curricular with geometry and geography and math specifically. And then we've got our social studies. You can do events within a historical era or development. You can do research projects, Socratic seminars, DBQ, deep dive on any topic really. So if you guys have any requests as far as any of this stuff, go ahead and send me a message on my Teacher Pay Teacher classroom page. And I'd be happy to be able to do a specific lesson plan related to any of this stuff on Google MyMaps. Again, learning from the past to improve our future. All right, guys, take care.